Once more, hello. I'm here to give you a fantastic tale today. I was shocked to learn what they had told me when I heard it. You'll be astounded by what transpired. I want you to stay and hear it all out, tell your friends about it, and listen carefully so you don't miss anything. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Everything happened on February 16, 2007, precisely, at the Hamilton General Hospital in the Canadian city of Hamilton. A young nurse started to emerge. She was just crossing the town to go to medical school. He reportedly studied assiduously and remained up late every night. In addition, he occasionally went for runs at the neighborhood park to decompress. However, he was about to experience something that would change him forever. They claim that after a particularly trying exam week, he chose to simply stroll and enjoy the day more quietly on one of these instances. He observed a guy going through the trash in one of Jaipur's numerous parks when he was there. He watched him for a minute, then realized something was wrong when he saw the man eating what he had taken out of the trash bin. Then she made the decision to get closer and closer to him. He thought the man appeared frail. The man felt afraid when he spoke to her. He turned to glance around, trying to figure out what was going on and whether they were talking to him, but he stayed frozen in place as he welcomed him. "Hello? Why are you doing that?" he asked the young man as he walked up to him. "It's not at all wholesome, sir." "Pardon me, I didn't mean to upset anyone," the man shot back. "I'm just going to go since I don't have anything to eat." He seems to have assumed the young man would treat him poorly, but this was untrue. "Wait, I didn't want to insult or anger you," the young guy added. "Please don't leave." The man decided to stay and started talking to the young man. People avoided him, and he had become accustomed to staying out of people's way, so it seemed like he hadn't spoken to anyone in a while. They started talking, and Alex found out that his name was Chris and that he had been homeless for a long time after his wife had cheated on him, left him, and taken many of his possessions, including his house. Chris started drinking, lost his job, and started living on the streets as a result of the issues he was facing. He wasn't even sure if anyone was looking for him, and his family didn't want to hear from him ever again. Life, he believed, had been incredibly unjust. His eyes were unhappy, and a few tears leaked out as he informed Alex that he had huge intentions, including having children and thriving with his wife. Although Alex could see the sincerity in the man's eyes, he didn't want him to go into further detail to avoid him crying. Alex then inquired as to where he spent his nights sleeping. The man informed him that he typically slept on a bench close to the park. The youth thought of an idea. He bid the man farewell, ordered him to remain there and not to move, and assured him that he will be back. Anxious, Alex ran to his apartment and looked through his things for old clothes, shoes, and food to give to the homeless guy. He questioned whether he was acting morally and whether Chris had made things up as they went along. Upon his return to the park, he looked all over for Chris but was unable to locate him until he noticed him strolling away in the distance. He questioned him why he was going after catching up with him. Chris informed him that he had been asked to leave by some adults and that some youngsters had been bugging him. Additionally, he believed Alex would not return. He looked at me and said, "Look, I apologize for the delay." Chris started crying and said that no one had helped him like this in a long time when he saw what Alex had brought him. Along with some food and clothing, Alex handed Chris $15 so he could get his hair trimmed and look better. He advised him to reprocess his paperwork and perhaps look for work with the money carefully. While driving home, Alex questioned the morality of his actions. He was afraid Chris would sell the clothing and take the proceeds to purchase more booze. However, he had a feeling that Chris would behave honorably and truly. Alex had Chris swear before they left that they would not spend the money. Alex and Chris saw one another more frequently as time went on. Chris was even assisted by the young man in enrolling in an AA treatment facility. Alex once couldn't find Chris where they usually met. He reasoned that Chris may be preoccupied, but as the days passed, Chris was nowhere to be seen. When Alex visited the treatment facility a few weeks later, she was informed that Chris had quit attending. Confusion and worry that Chris had relapsed overwhelmed Alex. Hurt, he wondered whether Chris had really tricked him. Alex worried for a long time what had happened to Chris and if all of his hard work had been for nothing. Let me tell you what transpired when Alex completed his studies 8 years later. He believed he would have a bright future, was engaged, and had a partner. He made the decision to relocate to Toronto as a result of the greater employment opportunities there. He was planning to pursue a medical specialization that he truly enjoyed as his field of study. There, he traveled with his fiancée to search for their future. He thought of the man he'd met in Hamilton's Park before he moved. He was a superb doctor, so things were going well in the city where he intended to remain. But occasionally, friends, we are left with a sense of unresolved issues. Alex had always questioned if he had truly helped the homeless guy he had encountered. Unexpectedly, he would never forget what occurred to him in the afternoon of the day before Christmas while he went shopping for Christmas supper. As it happens, Alex realized a man was observing him when he shopped at the grocery store. This carried on until Alex walked to the register to make his payment. The man stopped him as he approached the parking lot, gave him a quick glance, and murmured, "Alex," before breaking down in tears and giving him a bear embrace. The youth questioned, "Who are you?" not knowing what was going on. "I'm Chris," the man retorted. Alex found it hard to believe. It turns out that Chris had taken a job as an accountant, and because of the demands of the position, he had been working long hours without having time to visit the park. Alex was gone when he eventually left. Chris sobbed as he thanked Alex for everything that he had done for him at that very time. Friends, let us show kindness to others, as we are unaware of their complete history or any negative experiences they may have had. Please leave a remark so that we can all see it. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.